Have you ever stopped to think about how many of your daily decisions happen automatically, without any deep thinking at all? You reply to messages, trust certain people, feel attracted to ideas, or make choices that seem logical in the moment, yet later you can't fully explain why you acted that way. Why you? This happens because the human brain is designed to take shortcuts, using psychological patterns to save energy and make fast decisions. These mental shortcuts work silently in the background, shaping your thoughts, emotions, and behavior without asking for permission. Most people believe they are always in control of their actions, but psychology shows that many of our choices are influenced by hidden cognitive biases and emotional triggers we rarely notice. In this video, we are going to explore some of the most powerful psychology hacks that quietly influence everyday conversations, decisions, relationships, and habits. The goal is not to manipulate or control others, but to understand how your own mind works so you can make more conscious, confident choices. By the end of this video, you'll start noticing these patterns everywhere, in yourself and in the people around you. As the human brain moves through daily life, it relies heavily on mental shortcuts to handle the overwhelming amount of information it receives. One of the strongest forces shaping behavior is scarcity. When something feels limited, rare, or difficult to obtain, the brain automatically assigns it higher value. This reaction comes from survival instincts, where limited resources once meant life or death. That is why phrases like limited time or only a few left instantly create urgency, even when there is no real shortage. Closely connected to this is mirroring, where people subconsciously copy each other's body language, tone, and expressions during interaction. When someone mirrors you, your brain senses familiarity and safety, making conversations feel smoother and more trusting without either person realizing why. Another powerful influence is social proof. Humans naturally look to others to decide what is right or acceptable. When many people approve of something, the brain assumes it must be correct, which is why reviews, likes, popularity, and trends strongly influence decisions. This behavior is deeply rooted in the need for belonging and safety within groups. The brain is also strongly affected by anchoring, which happens when the first piece of information you receive becomes a reference point for everything that follows. First impressions, initial prices, or early opinions shape expectations, even if they are inaccurate. Alongside this, confirmation bias quietly reinforces what you already believe. The brain prefers comfort over truth, so it searches for information that supports existing beliefs while ignoring opposing viewpoints. This makes people feel confident in their opinions, even when those opinions are incomplete. Reciprocity is another deeply ingrained pattern. When someone gives you help, kindness, or attention, your brain creates a subtle pressure to return the favor. This instinct helped humans survive through cooperation, but it also makes people easier to influence without realizing it. Emotions play a far greater role in decision-making than logic. Strong emotions like fear, excitement, guilt, or curiosity can temporarily override rational thinking. This is why emotionally charged messages feel more convincing than factual ones. The brain prioritizes emotions because they once helped humans react quickly to danger or opportunity. Another common shortcut is the halo effect, where one positive trait causes the brain to assume other positive qualities. If someone appears confident, attractive, or successful, the mind often assumes they are also intelligent or trustworthy, even without evidence. This automatic judgment strongly affects relationships, hiring decisions, and first impressions. Loss aversion is another psychological force that controls behavior. The brain experiences loss more intensely than gain, which is why losing something feels more painful than gaining something of equal value feels good. This causes people to hold onto bad situations longer than they should and fear change, even when change would be beneficial. Silence also has a powerful psychological effect. When communication stops, the brain becomes uncomfortable with uncertainty and searches for meaning. Silence creates mental pressure because the mind wants closure, explanations, and emotional resolution. That is why unanswered messages, pauses in conversations, or emotional distance can feel so intense. The brain fills silence with assumptions, often imagining negative outcomes even when there is no proof. Over time, these psychological forces shape habits and behavior. Habits form because the brain seeks efficiency and prefers familiar actions that require less energy. Once a behavior becomes routine, the mind chooses it automatically, even if it is harmful. This is why change feels uncomfortable and breaking habits requires awareness and effort. The brain also values consistency. When people commit to something or behave in a certain way publicly, they feel internal pressure to remain consistent. This desire for stability influences decisions and reinforces behavior patterns. As you can see, human behavior is far more complex than it appears on the surface. Thoughts, emotions, and decisions are often guided by psychological patterns working quietly in the background. Becoming aware of these patterns does not mean overthinking every situation. It simply means understanding yourself better. When you recognize how your mind reacts to scarcity, emotions, silence, habits, and social influence, you gain the ability to pause instead of reacting automatically. Psychology is not about changing who you are, but about seeing clearly how your mind works so you can grow with intention. If this video helped you understand your thoughts or behavior even a little better, take that awareness into your daily life and observe how often these patterns appear around you. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the human mind, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who is curious about psychology and self-improvement. Let me know in the comments which psychology hack surprised you the most.